Welcome back to Riding Bikes in San Diego. We are in the painted bike lane on West Lewis in the neighborhood of Mission Hills, which is a road that connects to Fort Stockton and then goes over to Presidio Park. It's a pretty popular road to bike on, but as you can see, the bike lane goes away and it becomes this space where there's hidden parking, angled parking, and there's a one-way over to the left there, so we are turning around this corner and we need to go east. We have to, get over to another neighborhood. So you got Mission Hills, and then directly to the east is Hillcrest, followed by North Park, Normal Heights, Mid-City, all that stuff. There's no bike lane to get from the bike lane we were at. There's no bike lane for the people living there to get over to these restaurants and shops and stores, like all these places that presumably people want to get to. I mean, we're going to approach Washington here in just a second, and there are two grocery stores on Washington, and I mean, I don't know, what if people could use the bike lane that's in their neighborhood to get over to the grocery stores? So we're not going to take Washington because there's no bike lane. That leaves us with taking West University. The problem is that there's also no bike lane. So we need a bike lane somewhere over here, and people have been talking about this forever. And actually, that big pink building that we're looking at there for a second, that's pretty new. That's only been built in the last few years. That used to be a little strip mall with a flower shop and a couple of other stores in it. And now more people live over here. The more people you have living in a place, the more people there will be who need to get places. And we don't want everybody who lives in that building to have a car or maybe multiple cars and try moving them around. Okay, these folks should be able to hop on a bike, walk out their pink doors, and ride 3 or 4 blocks east to get their groceries and ride back safely. But Washington is not set up for this. It's all car infrastructure. It's all designed for cars and pedestrians, but sidewalks aren't even that wide. It's not like it's magical or anything. So we end up going here to University, and I have my green light, so I'm going to take this. We have giant sharrows in the road, which you'd think would be enough, but it's not. It's really narrow over here, and there are drivers that might come up from behind. Especially, they were coming up West Washington Street, and they're going really fast because there's no reason to stop on West Washington Street, and they're used to going fast. They don't readjust, very quickly to being in a neighborhood and going slow. There's also hardly any stop signs, as you saw. We have a traffic light here, but this road, albeit narrow, is designed for drivers to move quickly. There's that Vons, there's that supermarket I was talking about, if people want to get groceries. But here we are, these sharrows are not infrastructure. The amount of times I've had people harass me on this strip of road is really more than I can count, but maybe I'll link to a couple here on the screen. But it's a bad situation, especially when you consider that the city recently put in real bike lanes further on, and we're about to get to them. We cross this intersection here, and as soon as we round the corner and get by this church on the side and a school, I mean, what if people could get to their church and their kids' school with an actual bike lane? What if? The city does not seem to want to foster that. Instead, we'll just have cars back up all over the place. After we cross this intersection here, we'll actually have the proper bike lane start. But this is just an example of gaps in the bike lane, and I really wish it wasn't like this. I wish that we didn't have to go so far before we actually got to some real infrastructure. So I hope folks watching this, I hope there's people watching this that can actually make a difference and appreciate that people want to get places and they want to get there by bike and they want to be safe the entire way. Although let's not pretend that paint is protection, but a little bit of paint you at least can add protection. You know, we got these silly little flex posts, but there are curbs on there, and we could do better. So we are going to continue on in the bike lane now, drive less, and ride a bike. Thanks.